Hi and welcome to Animating Creatures in Maya Insects, presented by Digital Tutors, an Autodesk authorized publisher. My name's Delano and I'll be taking you through the process of animating an insect we rigged in the Creature Rigging in Maya Insects training. The movements of insects are something that can be very challenging to recreate in animation. Therefore, our goal in this training is to go through the process of animating a multi-limbed creature so that it performs in a way that is natural and entertaining. In this project, we learn tips for animating insect legs, how to add energy for appealing movement, animating in sections for a more efficient workflow, establishing a sense of the creature's skill through the use of timing and secondary weight, as well as many other techniques that need to be taken into consideration when animating a realistic insect. So let's get right in and start by going over the rig we're going to use before we quickly move into preparing our scene for the animation. I'd first like to start by saying that if you've already built the rig, you can move on to the next lesson where we get into preparing our scene for animation. Now this creature has a normal map baked into it. To see this, you'd want to go to Renderer in the viewport and simply switch this to high quality. From there you can hit 6 on the keyboard to view the texture. Now as far as the controls themselves, we wanted to focus on giving the animator the most amount of flexibility he or she would need, but at the same time establishing visual limiters that would indicate when the control has been extended too far. We also discussed setting up broken hierarchies. So right now this control is being driven by the back thorax control. And if we wanted to, we can go to the front control and switch its follow to world. And then we have the ability to have this front control act independently from the back. So those are just some of the topics that we discuss. We have a middle control here for some extra functionality. We have a patelle control. We also discussed building or setting up IK chains to avoid flipping. And we set that up on this gaster. Now, going to the gaster, you'll notice that we have this sting attribute that allows us to control the sting's basically activeness. So we've also set it up so that it appears to be pushed out of the gaster. And then this control also manipulates the rotation of the sting. The legs and pretty much the extremities have been built using the spring IK solver, as that would be better for an insect. We have pole vector controls for the legs. And if you notice, we do have these boxes inside of the position controls, and these are basically the orientation controls for the claws. And then for the mandibles, we have custom attributes we can use to manipulate them so we can get some chomping action. We have antenna controls, and that's really just about it as far as the insect's functionality. Now, this top control, this is the center of gravity control, which can be moved and rotated. And when you're ready to render, we have a switch called level, and we can switch this from low to high. So low would be for animating, high would be to render this creature. And also to note about rendering, on the thorax controls, you'll see that we have a PrimVis switch that allows us to turn off the material tied to the control, again for rendering. Okay, but that's again about it for the rig. With all of these things said and done, we're ready to move on to the next lesson where we begin preparing our scene for animation.